Hello, and the time has finally come for me to wrap up the rest of my zodiac readings. I keep trying different camera angles. I can't seem to get it quite right. I have this like little phone thing, but it has this extension that comes out so far, and I feel like I don't know, like I can't figure out what camera angle I like, what lighting I like, especially with this phone. I feel like the lighting on my other phone was better, and this phone I can't seem to get the lighting right. But anyways, okay, so where did I leave off with the zodiac readings? It was Virgo. Okay, so the next reading is Libra. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, my Libras. So I'm doing 3 readings today: Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. All right, let's get started. Okay, so the first question that I will be asking is how the person on Libra's mind is feeling about my Libras. All right. How is the person on Libra's mind feeling about my Libras? We have the Frog. Now, the frog energy to me represents transformation. It represents, yeah, all I'm hearing right now is transformation. These look like rain droplets, and I think maybe this is to represent water energy, and that would be, water energy is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. Let me go ahead and read the frog. And this is for how the person on Libra's mind is feeling about Libras. Okay. Clearing, cleansing, healing. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element and then emerges to rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished, so it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. Time to dive in. Frogs aren't meant to carry a heavy load. When in balance, clear energy and enthusiasm for life. When out of balance, depleted, running on empty. To bring into balance, lake, river, ocean, bathhouse. Okay, and so it sounds to me like as far as how the person on your mind is feeling about you represents how you're feeling about yourself. And so I'm hearing that you are feeling like you are ready for an adventure. You're ready for some sort of a healing energy by going to the river, going to the lake, going for a swim, you know, going to a spa, things like that. Okay. And so that is what I am hearing with that. And now I want to see clarifying cards for how the person on Libra's mind is feeling about you with the Love Oracle. How's the person on Libra's mind feeling about my Libras? We have lusting, forbidden, non-committal, sexual energy. How's the person on Libra's mind feeling about my Libras? We have longing, craving, aching, wanting. And so whomever's on your mind, whomever you're thinking about, they are definitely sexually attracted to you, or you are definitely sexually attracted to them. There is a mutual energy of sexual attraction going on. And with the frog also being another thing, I'm also hearing that maybe their thoughts are to take you out on some sort of a date involving water. But also, this is gonna sound a little perverted, but wetness, like wetness can symbolize like a sexual energy as well. And so yeah, I don't need to go any further. I think your mind can kind of wrap around the rest of that. Okay, and then one more clarifying card with the Crow Tarot for how the person on Libra's mind is feeling about Libra. And guys, I'm only on like 3 hours of sleep, so I apologize for my appearance. I look like I haven't gotten my beauty sleep. I've tried. I'm probably gonna go back to sleep after this, actually. Would you shed it? And of course, my animals are going crazy because I haven't really spent time with them because I've been working on my house, working at work, doing this, but I actually enjoy this. I enjoy my job too. I enjoy everything that I'm doing, so I'm not complaining. Okay, sorry. How is the person on Libra's mind feeling about Libra? How is the person on Libra's mind? We have, what is this? The 9 of Swords. So I'm definitely hearing there's communication going on. There is a little crow, it looks like, in a nest down here. So communication about, or some sort of conflict about this energy, a nesting energy, a home energy, conflict about feelings, about, I'm hearing some sort of commitment with the cage. Okay, let me go ahead and read this card. The 9 of Swords. Swords energy, that is air energy. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And keywords are ideas, logic, disagreement, knowledge, thinking. The 9 of Swords. Alone in her nest, the crow wakes from yet another nightmare. Scared to raise her head, she cowers as the images of being trapped in a cage or caught in a deadly battle. Consume her thoughts. The 9 of Swords suggests that worry consumes you. There is an issue at hand that needs addressing, and an action has manifested itself in the form of anxiety and fear. Your concern around this issue has the potential to manifest into the thing you fear most. The 9 of Swords is a reminder that negative thoughts can become facts. Okay, so this is telling me as far as how the person is feeling about you. I feel like they definitely have feelings for you. They definitely want to talk to you about feelings, about commitment, about becoming one. And I feel like you have a lot of negative emotions around all of this. You don't know what you want is what I'm hearing. You're not sure. You're unsure about how you feel about, whomever is on your mind. You're unsure about how you feel about serious commitment. You're unsure about how you feel about becoming somebody's family, becoming family with somebody in that type of way. You're unsure. And a lot of that unsure feeling has to do, one, with negative emotions, being negative. So I'm also hearing, get out of your head with the negativity. This could also reflect how your person's feeling as well. Your person could also be in a very negative energy for seeing that in you. So you see something in someone else that usually reflects how you're feeling about yourself. Okay, so that's what I'm hearing with that. Okay, and now I want to see how you're feeling about the person on your mind. How are my Libras feeling about the person on their mind? How are my Libras feeling about the person on their mind? How are my Libras? The hummingbird. Okay. So the hummingbird energy, you see them as being somebody who is a hard worker, somebody who is determined, someone who can manifest what they want in life, somebody who can be quick. I just got a phone call. I don't know if it cut me off or not. But yeah, So let me go ahead and read this hummingbird card. Also, I'm seeing somebody who can bring you lots of joy. Is what I see with that as well. Let's go ahead and read the hummingbird. And this is air energy, so that is also Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Okay. Positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. Inside the tiny hummingbird resides the endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar, and it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. This sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. Follow the way of the hummingbird and you cannot go wrong. Every droplet of life becomes sweet, every moment worth savoring. When in balance, smart, curious, loves to learn. When out of balance, pushy, insistent, sharp. To bring into balance, take a class, okay? And so as far as how you feel about the person on your mind, maybe they are a positive person, and that would be why they see the negative energy in you. But when out of balance, pushy, insistent, and sharp. So there is a chance that this person could be out of balance. Pushy, insistent, and sharp is a negative energy. And maybe you have a very negative reaction to that type of energy, is what I'm hearing. And then to bring into balance, take a class, okay? And some clarifying cards for how Libra is feeling about the person on their mind. Still relearning how to shuffle cards. I used to be really good at it when I was younger. And then, because I used to play poker a lot. Now I've kind of just gotten out of it. I don't even hardly know how to play poker anymore. That could be significant. How is Libra feeling about the person on their mind? How is Libra feeling about the person on their mind? How is Libra feeling about the person on their mind? Ooh, 3 cards came out. We have finality, 4 cards. Finality, farewells, leave behind, closure. Okay, so you think that this relationship is perhaps over. But also with this mask here, there was some sort of a mask involved in this relationship, whether it be this person was wearing a mask or whether it be that you felt like you had to wear a mask to stay in this relationship. We have heart fog, mixed signals, blocked emotions, messed up. And so clearly, as far as this finality, you are still unsure about how you feel about that. You're unsure if you really want this finality, whoever the person on your mind is. 1313 on the timer. Breaking point, limit, final straw, overwhelmed. And so I feel like there is no communication between you and the person on your mind right now. There is no contact. And it was because the relationship reached a breaking point. And because of this breaking point, it led to a separation. And you're also kind of feeling like you're falling. You're free falling. You're back into this independent energy. You're trying to figure yourself out. You're trying to figure out your life is what I'm hearing with that. Okay. And lastly, how Libra's feeling about the person on their mind. And it's crazy because this is supposed to be how you're feeling about the person on your mind, but of course it tends to reflect how we're feeling, you know. I say we're feeling. I do have Moon in Libra. Some people have Libra cusps. Okay. How is Libra feeling about the person on their mind? We have the 8 of Cups and the 3 of Wands. So the 8 of Cups, you're walking away from something. That's what I see with that. You're trying to figure out your feelings. You're trying to figure out your destiny in life. You're walking away from these like, I feel like also like there's some sort of emotions that you need to address that you're kind of not addressing, is what I see with that. And then the Three of Wands. I don't know why I always forget what the Three of Wands means, but there is some sort of movement. You realize that some sort of movement has to be made, some sort of bridge has to be crossed, in order for you to be in your best energy. Let me go ahead and read both of these cards here. And this is supposed to be how you're feeling about the person on your mind. And so maybe you feel like they're walking away, they're hiding from their feelings, and they need to make some sort of movement. And these crows are actually facing each other within this distance. Okay, so y'all are both thinking about each other. That's what I hear with that. All right, I'm gonna start with the Eight of Cups. Cups energy, that is water energy. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Wands energy, is that fire? Fire energy, which would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So keywords for the Wands energy is intuition, creativity, and action. I said I was going to read the Cups first, but I'm in the Wands now, so I'm going to read the Wands first. The Three of Wands. Eager for a new adventure, the crow looks across an expansive body of water off in the distance where it sees a new land to explore. It is ready to move beyond the familiar comforts of home to seek new adventures and experiences. The Three of Wands suggests looking for a new beginning or opportunity in your life, whether it is traveling abroad, starting a new project, or going back to school. This card brings the message that now is the time to go for your dreams. They may be significant and as vast as an ocean. Move forward with faith. You will make it across. Okay, and then the Eight of Cups. Keywords for the Suit of Cups: psychic, creative, love, dreams, feeling. The crow stands on the riverbank, her back to the gold cups that symbolize material wealth and possessions. She is ready to fly off and leave it all behind. The moon represents her shadow self and her true nature, one she tries to suppress but cannot deny. The Eight of Cups asks that you look inward and discover what it is that you want from your life. What is important to you? This card suggests that although it will take considerable strength to let go and walk away, it may be necessary to achieve true happiness. I don't know which one in the relationship is the divine feminine or which one is the divine masculine, but whomever in this relationship, you know, this one is the divine masculine, the Wands energy. This one is the divine feminine, the Eight of Cups energy, and very similar energies, even though these cards are also very different. But there is a longing for sure for love in your life, but you both know that you need to find what makes you truly happy on the inside before you can move towards each other. But as of right now, there is a distance, and it is a respective distance, obviously, but also a distance of respect, out of respect for yourself, out of respect for each other's own boundaries, out of respect for, you know, for you to learn and grow, is what I hear with that. Okay, and now I want to get how my Libras are feeling about themselves. And this is with the Woodland Wardens deck. I don't know if you can see Merlin in the background on my desk back there. How are my Libras feeling about themselves? 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 We have the Hound and Pair, loyalty, and this card did come in reverse. I'm going to show you the upright image. but this card did come in reverse. And so automatically with the Hound, I do think of, you know, how dogs are loyal, man's best friend. This is in reverse though, so it is a different energy. Maybe an energy of some sort of wounding. 23. That number could be significant. The number 23. I don't know why I was just like flipping through the book with no destination. Okay. The Hound is the ultimate symbol of loyalty and friendship. Stories abound in folklore and throughout history of dogs protecting their companions, saving children, and alerting their masters to danger. The legend of Saint Guinevere is one such story. This 13th century French greyhound saved his owner's infant son from an attack by a viper. When the owner came upon the scene, he found Guinevere with bloody jaws sitting beside the empty cradle. Believing the hound to be the murderer, the owner killed Guinevere. Only later, when he heard his son's cries and discovered him beneath the cradle next to the dead snake, did he realize his tragic mistake. Like the faithful hound, the pair is a symbol of care and affection, often given as a gift. It is sweet but easily bruised, requiring tenderness from its handler. You may be in reverse. You may be harshly or irrationally judging those closest to you. While you might feel undeserving of kindness or friendship, this life is too difficult to face alone. Accept companionship and avoid lashing out at those who care for you, okay? Am I loyal to my friends? How can I improve my friendship so that my companions feel loved and appreciated? So this is just a reminder that a lot of times, if somebody is trying to talk to you about, you know, how they could possibly, not they, but how you could possibly make your life better, it is because they actually care for you, okay? And so that is something to remember, that there are, obviously your family cares for you, your friends care for you, your, you know, whomever you end up in a relationship care for you. And you have to remember that. And so even when you guys end up fighting, they still care for you, whether you believe it or not. And this is just a reminder to not lash out at people, not to judge those, not to hold grudges to the people around you. This is saying that you actually do need people in your life right now. You need your friends, you need your family, you need the support of people in your life. And you may be, because of grudges that you're holding, you may not be letting people in right now, okay, is what I'm hearing with that. And lastly, I want to see, this reading kind of went a little longer than I expected, but I do want to see how your person is feeling about themselves. How is the person on Libra's mind feeling about themselves? How is the person on Libra's mind feeling about themselves? How is the person on Libra's mind feeling about themselves? How is the person on Libra's mind feeling about themselves? We have the Finch and Peach. All right, so this is a confident energy is what I get with this, especially, you know, I don't know if everybody knows what a peach is. So I always think of having a nice butt. Either they feel like they have a nice butt, they think that you have a nice butt, I don't know, whatever, or you think that they have a nice butt, whatever the case may be. But the energy of the Finch and Peach is romance, okay? So they're in a romantic energy. And this card is number 36, so that number could be significant for you. Love is in the air when the Finch and Peach appears. The peach, a sweetly scented, heart-shaped fruit, has long been associated with fertility, sexuality, and love. And the lively Finch symbolizes exuberance, enthusiasm, and excitement. Upright, your vibrancy and charm have led to a blossoming romance. Be open to and accepting of new love's many delights. How do I show others I love them? Do I feel safe and supporting enough to be open to new love? Okay, pretty self-explanatory what I get with this. as far as how the person on your mind is feeling. I'm hearing like a lot of energy of this person getting out of some sort of negativity, being in a more positive energy, and perhaps you struggling to be in this positive type of energy. Okay, my Libras, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I thank you guys so much, whoever's been liking, watching, subscribing, following, all of that good stuff. You know, I do apologize if this reading did trigger anybody, because I can understand that it can be a little triggering. But anyway, I thank you all so much. Whomever, you know, is either new to my readings, is just, you know, coming back. Thank you. Welcome. Goodbye. All that good stuff. Love you guys.